So we are going to create the pom fan spear that you see right here in this arrangement. Here's the mini one, but we're going to make them a lot bigger. So taking your full piece of paper, you are just going to fold a nice big square. Find out where that square is, and then we're going to cut that extra bit off here. So we're going to start with a decent size piece to make sure that our pom spear is big enough to really be the star of this arrangement. So you've got a nice square. Perfect. We're going to fold it in half the other way. Back in school we called this the hot dog fold. So once I know where this is, I also want to figure out where the center is. So I'm going to give it not like a solid fold, but just a little crease, just like that. What's important is that you're going to be cutting from the side that has the opening. Do not cut the side that is folded. So I'm going to take that extra piece that I just cut, and I'm going to either draw with draw with a pen, or just with my own eyeball this from the point in the center, from that little crease all the way down to the corner. I don't feel like getting out a pencil, so I'm just going to kind of do it on my own. It doesn't have to be exact, doesn't have to be perfect, but the idea is we're just cutting up in that general vicinity in that direction. So what you've got is a shape that looks like this. So we are going to take the top and we're going to round it. So it's not an exact science where you start. I mean, I'm just going to maybe go a couple inches down from this and just curve right here. So wherever you feel like going is really fine. It's almost like we're curving the top of the bell shape there. A little pony. So in the end we've got this. I'm going to open it up. It has this shape. So our next step is going to be to fold. Lots of folding. Here we go. So you can decide how big you want to make these. If you want to get out a ruler and make sure you're doing it perfectly evenly, be my guest. I guess more eyeball it. You know, there's not a single pom fan spear out there that looks like nature made it exactly perfectly, so I wouldn't stress it too much. You're just going to kind of, it seems a little bit not the same size. There we go. You're just going to kind of eyeball it and flip-flop it back and forth. Do your accordion fold. Crease it. You can use your fingers. If you do a lot of paper crafts and you have a creaser, you can go for it. Those are nice. But we're not going to do too much folding, so this shouldn't kill your fingers. Back and forth, back and forth. And you can tell if you're starting to get a little uneven, and if you do, you can just kind of adjust it as you go. As you near the top, just know that if the top doesn't have a full width of the fold, that's okay. I feel like I'm definitely folding mine crooked, but all good. Probably because I'm not staring at it right from on top. It kind of got a little bit farther away from me than I normally would. Okay, we've almost made it. Here we go. Last fold right here. Woo. Give it my good crease, and then we are going to take this and we are going to fold it so that the pointy parts meet at the top. And when you figure out where that is, you're going to kind of hold it tight right there and crease at the bottom, just like this. When I know where my crease is, that's perfect. All right, we're going to be gluing this together, and then we'll be putting our stick in here. So you can keep these together. I actually kind of like to, I don't know, you can cut the bottom apart or you can keep it together. It's up to you. If it starts to feel too bulky and you want to cut the bottom, I would do it now. I'm going to show you on this one how you don't cut the bottom, but you could if it felt too much for you. So we're going to come in here, we're going to glue, and my glue gun actually died, so I'm going to show you how you can just use this with regular, just kid craft glue, which is fine on paper. It takes a little bit to dry, but not too much. It can be a little sticky. And you're just going to come in, push it together, make sure that they lined up good, which is what I did not do first. There we go. Alright. Give it a little hold and squeeze, especially there at the top. That's probably one of the most important parts. Get any excess glue away. With any on any other pieces. Can work that out. And sometimes a little extra glue will get on another piece. So you have to just sort of open it back up. Make sure they don't stick. So you got the basics of your palm fan spear. That is like a tongue twister right here. What's going to happen next is you're going to come in with your wire, wherever that is. I got a piece over here. It's really thin wire, actually. I don't have any extra pieces, so we will just use the thin wire. So with your thin wire, whatever you've got, we're going to come in and we're going to just glue it right in. I always look for, I call it the ugly side, right? The side that you kind of like got the glued pieces together on. It's going to come in there. Sometimes you have to do like a little snip with your scissors just to give it a spot for the wire. It doesn't need to be much. It's like a tiny little snip right there. I'm going to sneak this in. Now, I don't want you to put the wire real high up on it. I'll show you in a second. This is hard because I'm using way too thin of a gauge wire, but we'll make it work. So I'm sneaking that wire in. Okay. I'm going to, of course, glue it. But I just put it like a little teeny, like right up to here. It doesn't need to be a ton. We're going to get that glued in. Like I said, this would be the spot. If you wanted to, you could cut at the bottom. Of course, I have to use my Elmer's glue. So, little glue right there. So you're going to take your excess paper that you had, just like this, and you are going to cut just a little piece that's going to go around. It's okay if you've got too much. Just a couple inches worth. You can always trim it a little more later. It's better to have too much than not enough. And this is just going to go around the bottom. So what's going to happen is we're going to pinch this together. I'm going to do more glue on the sides here. All right, I'm telling you, I have to use a bigger wire. We're going to cheat and just pull it out of this one. There we go. All right, a real wire in there now. Put a little glue right here on this side and on this side. And I'm going to take my piece of paper and it's going to wrap it right there. And we're going to go around. And this is going to keep this held together. Reinforce as you get to the end with some more glue. Hold that down for a second because you don't want this to pop up too soon. Oh my goodness, I'm just having, this is why hot glue guns are way better. I'm so used to the hot glue gun drying really fast. All right, once you've got this here, and my wire is now looking crazy, then you just kind of fan this out a little bit, however you like. And if you like it as is, cool. If you want to go in and add like some little jaggy cuts, because if you look at a real palm fan spear, they're not necessarily perfect, and sometimes they've got some jaggy edges. So you can come in and you can do little cuts if you want to, and you're going to sort of do them on like the crease. So when you come in, you cut from like a pointy part down. We would just do like a little diagonal triangle cut right in there. And so you can see when I do that, it just creates these little jaggy pieces like this. If you like that look a little bit better. But I kind of like it just how it is. And this is perfect to pop right into your arrangement. Perfect little size. If you would like to make them a little bit bigger, you can. We just need a little bit of a larger paper. This also works great if you have a brown paper bag lying around your house, if you have any kind of packing paper that you got with a package that has that craft paper feel to it, and you could do sort of a brown one as well. These can be spray painted, so if you want a funky and fun color like pink or red, you could spray paint these, let them dry, and then pop them right into your arrangement. Really have fun with these. I hope you had a great time making these and your arrangement today, and have a wonderful day.